Hey kids, welcome to a recording session, kind of, sort of, maybe. Down in the basement working on finishing a couple of songs and working on some new ones. So I've got a tune that I'm building right now called Prognosis. It's definitely a more involved prog rock song, kind of definitely a weird one. I had a lot of people asking if I was doing any more weird stuff because I kind of went kind of a swamp country thing. Well, yeah, I've definitely got a lot of those happening right now. Lots of influences in the last little while to make me write that way. I've got one more kind of swampy country one that's done. I'm just doing a final vocal fix on it. I'm singing it myself. I can't find people to sing my stuff, so I'm stuck singing it. So good or bad, that's the way it is. So the Prognosis song, I'll give you a little insight. The song is based on a drum groove I came up with back in the 1980s. I basically had bought this house, I think it was 1981 or 82, something like that. And this was an apartment down here, and it was kind of tattered and stuff, so we're in the process of ripping it apart. But I had the drum set, not this particular drum set, one of my old touring kits, or a Tama kit, and I was basically recording as much as I could for drum grooves because I knew that ripping the basement apart was going to take time, and at that time I didn't have any other place to practice. So I was trying to record as many drum grooves as possible. And at the time I was using a keyboard called an Ensoniq, I think it was an EQ1. Don't quote me on that. Beautiful sounding keyboard. I wish I had never sold it. So I would program keyboard phrases in it for different patterns to help me groove the drums. So I would wear the headphones and I would hear that groove, that keyboard groove, but all I wanted was the recorded parts of the drums. And I was just using microphones that were in the room at the time. Like I say, it wasn't a thought out thing. It was short term. It was to do it fast, get it done, and have my log of recorded drum ideas. So I went through, I think, probably 3 days of doing drum grooves. So I cataloged them all, archived them on cassettes, and those have now been digitally transferred over the years. So I always wanted to do something with this groove, and it's kind of a proggy funk groove to it. You've heard me screwing around with this on some of my drum demos when I'm demonstrating drums that I've bought. I'll throw this groove in. But I worked on it for the last week and put a second part with it, which was from my archives. And what I did is I put the two together. I changed the speeds of the second part because that one used to be a faster groove, and I brought it down to the same speed. So right now both grooves are at 120 beats per minute. And here's the cool part. I've been going crazy trying to transcribe my drum grooves. I've been using Music Score and Finale software, and I tried a couple others, but I've always used those software for doing transcription stuff. But for me right now, it's like I was kind of thinking, well, to have a kind of a logbook of transcribed grooves that I came up with for my original music. So that's what I did. I transcribed these two, so rather than have to think about it and relearn it, I'm like, what the hell did I do? basically I will have transcriptions of the stuff. So I've done these two. They're pretty accurate. I with the software I use, I can vary those ideas, or I can add to them. I just have to do the drum parts and then re-scribble what I come up with. But it's been, you know what? It's been a lot of fun because it's more time consuming, but I'm getting faster at it. When I first started doing transcribing my own stuff, it was like years and years ago, and it was time consuming. But now that I've been on it like every day and trying to do it, it's getting faster and faster and faster. So I'll probably never be great at it, but it's fun. So anyways, the song Prognosis, I've got all these ideas for all the parts, where the keyboards, the guitars, synthesizer. I've got a kind of a Moogie pocket synth. I think it's a, hold on a sec. Korg, sorry, it's Korg, this little puppy. Now I use this on a song called MERP. And that song is actually getting redone. MERP was getting redone. It was only a small segment I did with a drum student doing a beat, but I've actually reworked that into a pretty cool prog song. It's about 5 minutes and almost 6 minutes long. But I used this thing on it, and what a great sound. So I'm using this also on Prognosis, the new song. And I don't know when it's going to be done. When I'm doing these prog songs, they take time to lay them all out. And I know no one's going to sing it. So I'll be singing it because I've asked, like, I can't tell you how many singers I've asked to come do original materials, and they always stand me up. So I don't know what the problem is. If you don't like the song, I guess whatever. But original music is so much fun once you get into it. So I'll be doing the vocals. It's definitely a darker theme. I've had lots of dark moments the last few years that I could write about and have written about. So, and has nothing to do with, me going bonkers. It's basically just bad experiences. Bad experiences always make good songwriting ammo. So I'm going to let you hear this drum groove. That's all I've got going right now. I put it onto just a basic 2 tracks. And I've blended the two right now. There are 120 beats. First I'll show you the transcriptions here. Hold on. So the first one, that's the first transcription I did right here. Oops, sorry about that. I'm trying to hold this camera steady because I have the shakes all the time. So we've added to this beat, we've added some cowbell, some cross stick stuff, a couple of tom movements for just the odd shot. It's a pretty busy beat. A lot of hi-hats. But there we go, Prognosis. That's how I'm spelling it. I don't know if that's the right spelling, but I'm spelling it like that. And this song title might change, but right now each one of these letters means something in the lyrics. So it's kind of a slant that way, but that could change. So anyway, so that's the first one. And then the second one goes to a kind of a halftime thing where we've got cross stick through this bar right here. Then the next line is adding the snare. Third line is back to cross stick with a funky little tom thing. The tricky thing about this tom thing is I added some two hi-hat shots in it. that are at this speed are easier to play. When I was doing at 165, it was really tricky to play. I originally did this song at 120. 120, I was doing a lot of 120 stuff. That seems to be the way the world is anyways. But then I did it at 165 speed, and I got it really good, but basically these hi-hat things I had to work at because they come in there pretty quick. But when you hear it at the 120 speed in this song I'm about to, or the portion I'm about to play, it's easier to get your head around. But you can actually hear the hi-hat shots a little easier. So that's basically 2 tracks put together. There are going to be more sections of the song. Like say, it's going to be pretty involved. But this main groove, actually I have that title wrong. That should be Groove 1. I'll have to fix that. Yeah, okay. I'll have to fix that. I don't know where I've made the boo-boo there, but okay, here we go. I'll give you a little bit of juice on the volume here. And like this is just coming out of my speakers. It's not a direct feed, so it's... So that's basically it for the start of this song. Start of this prog rock tune. Now the space between the 2 beats, right now that is in 6/4. I think it's 6/4 there, or basically 4/4 and a 2/4, whatever. I am going to do a section that's totally off time and have fun with that. Kind of like a middle, not so much a lead break, but just a middle excursion into something totally different. Like I say, all the other parts I've been working on over the last probably 6 months, and trying to get them in my head, guitar, bass, and that. What I wasn't sure of was the drum groove behind it. So a lot of the guitar and bass parts I was working on, I tried to keep them around the 110 to 130 speed. So I averaged it back to 120. And when I came across the idea of using this funky beat, I had a totally different idea for this kind of funk proggy thing, but when I started redoing the drum, that groove itself, I experimented with. I bought these dark matter cymbals by the company Dream Cymbals, And I love these cymbals. They're trashy and dirty, and with the hi-hats, they just give it they gave that groove something really neat sounding. I don't know if I can capture it on this kit, because I recorded that just with a few mics on the other side using actually a Taye drum set. I'm trying to think of the model of it. It slips my mind right now. I just bought this kit not long ago, and yeah, I just set it up over there, put a few mics on it, and recorded it with my QSC digital mixer. And that was just on a 2-track stereo mix. And I played to a click over there, because I always play to a click. So I just worked on it and getting it tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter, and this is the result. So, and I'm glad I captured it, because it has the feel that I want. But unfortunately, being just 2-track, I can't edit the individual parts. Like I mean, the cowbell and things like that got a little bit loud, because, like, you know, when you're playing in real time, it's, you know, hard to control some of that stuff. So I want to be able to edit the drums each with tons of mics like this kit here. So hopefully that kit does it for this song. If not, I might have to record all the drum tracks on the Taye kit. So, and I've already taken it apart and put it away, but it was kind of like magic for those takes, and I did a bunch of other takes. I made good use of the kit being set up and getting the ideas there. I'm just not sure of the middle section of the song yet. I don't have drums for it, but I know I want different time signatures. So, other than that, I have a country song that is almost done. I've been saying that for a while, but I keep having to mess with the vocals a little bit, because I was not happy with I rewrote some lyrics in the song a while back, and where I like the lyrics more, I can't get the phrasing exactly the same as the previous lyrics. Some singers go through that. I'm not really a full-fledged singer. That's probably why it's harder for me to correct things or erase things out of my head. On drums, I can do it. If I did something before, I can go, okay, well, screw that and keep going and come up with other ideas. But vocals, it gets locked in my head, and I can't erase that original version. I can't erase the way the phrasing goes. So when the words changed, I was still kind of stuck. It's like in that old way with that old words or lyrics. So, but I'm not totally happy with it. So I'm going to be doing that later today. Anyways, that's the scoop. So hopefully that groove come up on the recording. Fun groove. Like I say, I've been doing it for years. I've varied it for this song though. Before it was just basically a 2-part groove that just kept going with this really funky hi-hat thing. But I added some tom shots and cross stick and cowbell. So, and the other one is a slow groove with almost linear hi-hats. Not that second part is not fully a linear beat, but the concept was to have the hi-hat somewhat linear. That just means that none of the parts hit it at the same time. So the hi-hat plays the spaces, but not on the kick and snare. I mean, loosely based on that. That's the feel I wanted. And for me, I achieved what I was looking for, even though it may not be 100% linear. Okay, thanks for watching. Back to work.